Hi everybody. Oh, my voice. Alright, so excuse me. Today guys, what we're going to be talking about is area of quadrilaterals. So you should have a piece of paper that looks like this. What you have to do, grab a pair of scissors and you're going to go ahead and cut the dotted line. So let me see. Hopefully this goes together the way I think it should. So go ahead and cut this. We're creating a little foldable here that you can put into your notebooks. Alright, so you cut that in half. You should have area of quadrilaterals and then this other part. Okay? So now what you do is you fold it. Let me see here. You fold it down so basically there's just a little bit of line above the area of quadrilaterals. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that on the inside. You're going to find this page where it says parallelogram at the bottom. Okay? You're going to fold that so that you can see the words parallelogram and trapezoid, and go ahead and fold that up there. Okay? So now you should have these two parts here. It should look like this. Alright? So get that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the part on the right here and you're going to put it into this part. Okay? So when you put these all together, it should look like this. Okay? And mine, for some reason, it's covering up the rhombus part a little bit there. Maybe I need to fold this part a little bit lower. So you're going to have to adjust it a little bit so that the words line up. I think this should work. There we go. So you got parallelogram, trapezoid, and rhombus. Okay? Excuse me. Then what you're going to do, you're just going to take a stapler and you're going to put two staples. Try to put them kind of high towards the very top. As high as you can go. Put one over on the left side, one over on the right side. Okay? Alright. So what we're talking about today, area of quadrilaterals. Alright? So quadrilaterals, basically shapes that have four sides to them. Alright? The first one we're going to look at here is parallelogram. Oh, and I already wrote the formula here, so everybody go ahead and write. The formula is base times the height. Alright? Now, using words, we're going to write this out. Okay, so the product means what? Multiplication of its base, B, and its height. Okay? Alright, so that's parallelogram. The product of its base and its height. Alright. So, when you go to look at this, the parts of the parallelogram, then you can look and see that this is going to be my base down here, this is going to be my height. Alright? So go ahead, see if you guys, first things first, whenever you see this type of problem, first thing you want to do is identify the type of shape. Okay? So here's my parallelogram, and you have to recognize that this is a parallelogram, and then you have to, if they ask you for the area of that parallelogram, you have to use the correct formula. So first thing you want to do is you want to write down the formula. Area is equal to base times height. Okay? Then you're going to look at your shape in the information that they give you, and you're going to fill in as much as you can into your formula. So my formula is area is equal to base times height. They give me the base and they give me the height, right? So now my job is to fill in what I know. Okay? If you think you can go ahead and solve this, go ahead, pause the video for a second and solve it on your own, and then check and see if you get the correct answer. Okay? Now, when you go to solve this, I gotta find my notes here. You're gonna have the area is equal to, and you're gonna fill that in with 9 times 13, right? Base times height. Okay? So when you go to solve that, 9 times 13, you should get 117 centimeters squared. Okay? So see if you got the correct answer here. You should have just done 13 times 9. Okay, 9 times 3, 27. 9 times 1 is 9, and you add the 2, so that's 11. Now, remember for area is two-dimensional, so you're always going to have your unit of measurement listed, and you're going to have the little square. Okay, that's very important. You have to have this information for your area answer. Okay, so here's my answer. All right, so that's for parallelogram. Now we're going to move on to trapezoid. Okay, so for a trapezoid, we're going to do, the formula is 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2. Okay? Now, you might think this is really hard to memorize. Don't worry about it. You're going to have this formula on your reference sheet for the FSA. So you don't have to worry so much about memorizing the formula. You need to worry, well, not worry, but you need to be aware of how to use the formula correctly. Okay? So, basically, let's write this out, what this means here. Okay? This is half of its height multiplied try to keep my pencil out of the way here, multiplied by the sum. Remember, sum means addition of the length, multiplied by the sum of the length, sum of the lengths of the two bases. So that's basically how to say in words what's going on here. Okay? So let's label these parts. We've got our height here. We have, they always start at the top, so they say this is base 1 and this is base 2 down here. Okay? So you're going to have a problem. You have to recognize that this is a trapezoid. You have two parallel sides, and then these two sides are not parallel to one another. Okay? So for this formula, you know, right away you see this is a trapezoid. You have to recognize this is a trapezoid. Okay, so that's important that you know how to see that this is a trapezoid figure. Then you're going to write down the formula. So go ahead and write down the formula. Area is equal to 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. Okay? So now what you want to do is rewrite this, rewrite your formula using the information that they give you. Okay? So if you think you can do this, go ahead, pause it, and try it out and see if you can get the correct answer. Okay? Alright, so you should have put area is equal to, the 1/2 part you just write down because that's given. Now you look over here, what is my height? The height is the part right here, that's the dotted line. So my height is 6 centimeters. So I'm just going to put 6. Okay? So I'll put it in parentheses, 6. Okay? Now this part, base 1, 11, and base 2, 15. So I have 11 plus 15. All right? So now you have all the numbers filled in. You don't know the area. That's what they're asking you for in the question. So now you just have to go and solve it. All right? So you have to do, basically you have to do order of operations. Now, you know, this is do what's inside the parentheses first, and then you're going to go ahead and multiply that. So you're going to have area is equal to 1/2. This is 6. You don't have to do anything with that. 11 plus 15 is going to be 26. Okay? So this is all multiplication. You can start at the left and work your way to the right. So if you have the area of, the way that you could think about this is what's 1/2 of 6? Okay? 1/2 times 6 is, you're basically taking 1/2 of 6, so what's 1/2 of 6? 3, and then you still have your 26 there. All right, so you have 3 times 26. So your area for this trapezoid is going to be 78 centimeters squared. All right? Okay, so that would be your answer. And once again, since your unit of measurement is centimeters, you have to put centimeters squared, because area is always expressed as the unit of measurement that they're using squared. Okay? Now, rhombus, we're not going to deal with the rhombuses because the curriculum for 6th grade math this year, it states that you guys do not have to know how to solve the area of rhombuses, because what they're saying is that you can, whenever you have a rhombus, you could break it down. See how this right here, this part here is a triangle, and this part is a triangle. So instead of using the area formula for rhombus, they're saying that you can break these into different shapes. Okay, you have 2 triangles basically, or you could use this triangle on top and this triangle on the bottom, which we're going to learn tomorrow how to find the area of a triangle. So therefore, you don't really need to know this formula for that. Okay, so we're going to leave these parts blank right here. I mean, you can put an X through here. Don't need to know right now. Okay. All right. So let me know if you have any questions. We'll be practicing using these formulas in the days to come here this week. But for right now, nice job on the notes. Just let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.